So, just continuing on about knowing when to switch from guard retention to offense and guard offense to guard retention. A good example of this would be, say Tyrone has the armbar on me. So say we were here, okay, and he has a Juji Gatami on me. Okay, we talked about this. Tyrone's in the dominant position, okay, but the minute I get this and I start to cut the angle, now he could be framing on me, hip escaping, and now he'll go back into the scissor guard position and back. We covered this early in the mesocycle. So the second he was here and he's playing offense, the minute I did this and turned freestyle there and got to that demarcation line, immediately it needs to click that you switch from offense to defense guard retention. Danaher's golden rule from this position is, if you're in doubt, immediately go to guard retention. So in other words, if you're being offensive and he was here, he's being offensive, the minute I do that and cut the angle without even thinking, he immediately switches to defensive. Okay, and then from that position gets back to the guard, and there's Michael. Okay, so obviously the golden rule is switching from offensive to guard retention straight away if you're in any doubt at all that your guard's going to be passed. This leads on to what we're going to cover now, which is we don't want to be getting into this whole battle of retention, and then a pass the guard. So a good example of this would be, say I got Toriander grips on Tyrone. I start to cut the angle. I move to the demarcation line. Tyrone's framing. Then from there, he moves, hip escapes out to create space, throws his leg over, and gets his guard back. And now I'm on the same position again. I've cut the angle to the other side. So again, he's probably going to be framing, throwing that leg over, scissor guard, gets his guard back, and we're just constantly, he's just retention, and past the guard, switch positions. So we want to be thinking about the minute I defend, so I'm playing guard defense, and I get my guard back, I immediately want to switch back to offensive again. So I need to get a working grip once I get my center line back. So a good example of this would be, say Tyrone has his Toriander grips, he cuts the angle, he gets to that demarcation line, and now from here, as he closes this, as I'm framing, I move my body out, and now I can start to bring this leg over as into like a scissor guard position. Like we talked about when we were playing this game, scissor guard, there's nothing really offense I can do from here. So now, if you've noticed, I've lost the center line. So now I'm moving my body back, but I don't want Tyrone making grips again and hitting that same move. So the minute I move my body back, say he's still standing like a fake, perfect. The minute I move my body back, now I've got my center line back. I just don't want to go to here and stop. So now I'll make working grips. If he's standing, I can pull myself underneath him, start moving into single leg X, working sweeps, or if he's got his hands on the mat, I'll be looking to take us back from this position and playing the game. Let's just say same pass, but you're on your knees this time. So maybe, just stand up, perfect. So you cut a Toriander, but now he closes the distance and gets really close to me. So now I'll be hipping out to create space, framing. We've already covered all this. And now when I throw that leg over and I'm back into scissor guard, I've lost my whole center line. So now I'll move my body back, start to get my guard back, but now I just don't stay here because now we're in a neutral position. So we talked about how I need to have an advantage. So immediately I'd make a working grip, and now I'd be starting to play my game from that position. So again, one more time on that, we're just on that side. So we want to break this cycle of defense, because if I just defend and play guard retention, eventually Tyrone will be getting past my demarcation line, and if I haven't got connection, he's past my guard. So the minute I work guard retention, The second I get my center line back, I get a working grip, which is an advantage from a neutral position, and then I'm starting back being offensive again. So he makes his way onto grips, he's on his feet, he cuts an angle, and now he closes that distance down. So immediately I'm framing, I move my body, I hip escape out, I start to bring this leg over. The goal of scissor guard, as we talked about, was to get my center line back. So I'm moving my body back. As I get my center line back, I don't just stop here, because now we're back into a neutral position. I make a working grip, and now I can start to work my guard offense again. So that is again connecting when I switch from offense to defense.